Good morning. We're back at WPKY The Tiger. And Kathy McEnany here doing some interviews for the City Council. I'm here with Miss Sheila Gates, who is running for re-election on the City Council. And good morning, Sheila.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Real good, real good. First of all, I'd just like to welcome you to WPKY and thank you for coming in and being our first volunteer to come
Yay.
in and be interviewed.
Thanks
We
for
just
having me.
No problem. We just have a few simple, basic questions just so the voters get to know you. So just introduce yourself and tell the voters who you are.
Okay, I'm Sheila Gates, and I don't really know where I'm supposed to be looking right here.
No, you can just talk right there.
Sorry. I'm
That's
Sheila
okay.
Gates, and I'm a resident of Princeton. I've been here 30 years. I was not born and raised here, but I have lived here all those years. I raised my 3 daughters here. I have about 35 years experience in banking, and the last 5 I've been retail manager here at Farmers Bank. Currently, I serve on the PACS board and also serve on the finance committee at our church. Like I said, I raised my 3 daughters here, and the other night in the forum, I told a little bit about what they were doing with their lives today, and the reason I did tell that is because I feel like Princeton played a huge part in that. My oldest daughter just took a job at Tree County Hospital as the CFO. My middle daughter is a high school math teacher, but she is also a stay-at-home mom right now. And then my youngest daughter is an elementary school teacher right out here in Colwell County. I also have 6 grandchildren, which are awesome and make it a lot of fun to be at our house. And the reason I do tell these, I do think that Princeton means so much to me and means so much to my family, and that's the reason I like to be on the council. That's the reason I think I can sometime make a difference.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. And
Forgot to tell about my husband.
Yeah, maybe
Sorry
you should.
about that. I'm married to Pat Gates. We've been married 39 years. He's a retired educator here at Colwell County. He was football coach for 20-something years. I'm really not for sure how long. He also does the Gator and DT show here on WPKY every Friday morning, and he loves doing that for you all. And we love supporting Colwell County and their sports.
Well, good. I was about to ask about Pat. I'm thinking you're forgetting somebody
Pretty important, I
pretty
guess.
important,
Yes,
but
yes.
I know how it is. You always think of your kids first when you're a mama.
Do,
And that's
you
just the
do.
way it is.
You do.
Well, tell us, why do you want to be reelected to the City Council board?
Okay, I've been on the City Council for 5 years. Actually, I was brought on when there was a death. Iris Brantley passed away, and the City Council and the mayor came to me and asked me if I would like to be part of the council. And I thought at first, I looked around and I thought, I'm not real educated as far as government. And I thought, but you know what? I don't think there's anybody in this town that loves Princeton. I'm sure there's people that love them as much as me, but not any more than me. I love the growth of it. I love the business side of it. I love the fun, the sports side of it. So I thought, this is what they're asking me to do. This is what my city needs me to do, so I'm going to do it. So I did. And then a couple of weeks after that, I found out that I had to actually run in 2 weeks, like on that November. And I had to run as a write-in. So I had to advertise a little bit and get out and let people know that I wanted to do it. I did have a couple of people that kind of ran against me as write-ins. But I was fortunate and won that race, and then I won the next 2. There's all different, I think it takes all different types of people to be on the city council, and maybe I'm not always the one that digs the deepest to find out the information. I feel like I may be one of the more level-headed, and I look at the whole scenario, and I think that's what makes us gel and come together. One thing I talked about in my forum, people say we're a yes council, but they don't see what goes on before we get to the council meeting. Sometimes we get hard copies of ordinance that we get to read over. If there's something that we don't like, then we get a hold of the mayor. We let them know we don't like it. And 2 or 3 people do that, then, things will get changed. So maybe by the time it gets to the council, we do say yes a lot, but that doesn't mean the preparation, that we didn't look at all avenues and all types of things that we needed to look at for our people. But I enjoy doing it. I really do. I think I've maybe in the last 5 years, I'd say I haven't missed 5 meetings. So I do take it very,
Well, that's great. That's
yeah.
great. Now, one last question. What is your vision for Princeton's future?
My vision is I realize we have to grow. I think we've been kind of stagnant for a while. The biggest part about growing or trying to do anything, we haven't been fortunate enough to get industry, even though we work toward that every day. I feel like we have the right boards on hand and the right people looking. Just so far, it hasn't happened. So I think during this campaign, I've actually talked to some people, and they want us to do something for the youth. This weekend I visited Deaconess, I think it's called, ballpark in Evansville. What an awesome place. I mean, you drove into it, there was probably 6 or 7 soccer fields, and then you go on into the next part of the complex, and I think there was 8 ball fields. Everything was perfect. I mean, every piece of grass was perfect. People were standing waiting to fix a field when it was over. That's my vision. My vision, it could even happen where we already own property right out here at City County. You know, we have the room for the soccer fields, the baseball, softball fields. We already have the pool that we spent $330,000 on. Why not put it all together? Of course, you know, the biggest issue is going to be money. I said in my forum the other night, you know, I'd love to see it that it's in our budget. I mean, I have to be honest, it's probably not. You know, we can cut, but we cannot cut a lot. We have to go with our day-to-day things that have to be done. I even talked about grants. I was fortunate to work on a grant for around $150,000 for our sidewalks. We did get awarded it, and we're excited about it, but we're 3 years out and we still haven't started. I don't want to wait that long. So, you know, we got asked about the restaurant tax. I think the last time that got brought up, we really didn't get to get our ducks in a row before we got there. I think it just got out. People got upset. But my vision would be for us to form a committee, get someone to go out there and draw us the blueprints for something like the City County Park and change the name, whatever we have to do. Find out what it's going to cost us. Find out what our revenue is as far as how much money spent in our restaurants, in our hotels, whatever we decide to do. See what it's going to take to pay that back in a 5 or 10 year period. If that's what we have to do to get it, that's what we have to do, because we have to bring people into Princeton. And if we bring them into Princeton, they're going to eat at McDonald's, Hardee's, wherever. They're going to eat here in town, Polly Eyes. They're going to spend their money here. Actually, I spoke to the mayor of Madisonville yesterday. I was in a PAX board meeting with him, and I said, I heard you just announced what you made on your restaurant tax this year. And he said, we did. And I said, well, how much was it? And he said 1.3 million this year. He thinks he'll end up at 1.5. You know, I feel like, and then we also talked about that only about 30% of that comes from the people that live in our town. 70% of it is people, and I think Kelly alluded to that the other night from the KLC, is alluded to people just coming through and spending their money right here. So if we can get that money and be able to do things for our community, but I mean, I don't want us to do it without being able to put it on pen and paper, bring it to our restaurant owners, bring it to our citizens. And that's the one tax I feel like if we did have to raise, whether it be 1%, 2%, and I do know Madisonville was 3%. I don't know that we would ever go 3%. I'm just saying that that's what theirs was. That we could bring it to you all, and then you have a choice. If you don't want to pay it, you don't eat out. I don't like that idea. I don't mean that. I think people will still eat out. I know I'm going to. I eat out about every meal. But I'm not trying to hurt the restaurant people, but I feel like that's a tax that you could really put on that people had a choice, where if you raise your property tax or your tangible tax, people don't have a choice. They have to pay it. So that's where my heart is. It may not ever happen. I'm just one person. People, there is 9 of us running for city council. There are 9 good people running for city council. We need 6. We need 6 good people. I'm going to challenge you to go out and vote for 6, because I don't think we just need 3 good people. I think we need 6 good people. So I hope I'm one of them, and I certainly appreciate you voting for me.
Wow, Sheila, that was great, and
Thank you.
she was nervous. She said she wouldn't be able to talk. Well, you did fantastic.
Well, I do have a heart for it, and I hope people give me a chance to continue. And if they don't, I'll still support it. I'll be there for them and do what I can.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I can't think of anything.
Well, you did a wonderful job, and I want to
you.
thank you again for coming in. And
I'm so proud we have WPKY. It makes a difference in our town. I really do. I appreciate you guys keeping us going.
We keep trying, don't we, Shirley? Just keep trying. This was broadcast live on our web site, and it'll be archived so that, you know, people can come back and watch this again, get to know their candidates, and you can share it on your Facebook page and once we get it archived. And thanks again, Sheila.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.